Still you ain't felt? No.
The boxing scene is in total chaos right now after what just happened at the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios press conference. No one expected anything like this. Devin Haney wasn't even scheduled to be there, but he suddenly appeared out of nowhere and hijacked the entire event. The way he did it was so unexpected and intense that it instantly became the main thing everyone is talking about.
I'm gonna beat you. I'm reading everything. You suck. I already know you whack now. Your dad can't talk for you. Your dad can't save you.
Real life though. Everybody know you really whack. You're whack.
I'm up with something
better,
whack.
Bro. No, you're whack.
Me, bro. That was whack.
Okay,
that was whack.
What was supposed to be a routine media stop to promote Ryan Garcia's upcoming WBC welterweight title matchup against Mario Barrios on February 21st quickly spiraled out of control when Devin Haney stepped onto the stage without being invited. The bad blood between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney has been growing for months. But what unfolded at this press conference pushed everything into territory no one saw coming. People who were actually there said security had to move in fast to keep the two fighters apart after Devin made contact with Ryan right in front of the cameras and the entire media crowd. But before we break down the unbelievable moment Devin showed up and what happened next, it's important to understand why this rivalry has gotten so personal. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney faced each other back in April 2024. And that fight sparked one of the most talked about controversies in modern boxing. One that still hasn't been fully resolved.
The two fighters before you have met before in the amateur divisions. They are 3 wins each. Never as a professional. Tomorrow night it goes down at Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, USA.
In that matchup, Ryan dropped Devin 3 separate times and ended up winning by decision. But not long after, the entire situation flipped when Ryan tested positive for a prohibited substance once the fight was already finished. Because of that, the official outcome was later changed to a no contest, meaning, on paper, the bout doesn't count as a win or a loss for either fighter. Even so, Ryan has continued to insist that he earned the victory legitimately, regardless of what people say. Meanwhile, Devin Haney and his father Bill have spent the past year repeatedly claiming Ryan didn't fight clean, and they've been demanding a rematch. In their eyes, the only way to settle it is to run it back and prove Devin is the superior fighter.
Ryan Garcia, you good for nothing in the sport of boxing. You come out with 4 or 5 days left to your 4th positive PED test, and you say now you want to start your own league, that you don't care if you're banned from the sport of boxing. Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, you and everybody with you need a foot in your ass so you can call it the full league.
A lot of people around boxing feel like Devin hasn't looked the same since that night. Ever since being dropped 3 times, he's appeared more hesitant in the ring, with some saying he's been fighting with fear and uncertainty. Ryan Garcia, meanwhile, has dealt with his own setbacks since that controversial bout. In May 2025, he lost to Rolando Romero, and not long after that, he suffered a hand injury that forced him to the sidelines. As time has passed, the hostility between them has only intensified. Both camps have been constantly trading shots online, with the back and forth happening almost daily across social media. And just last month in December, Ryan posted that he planned to slap Devin the next time he saw him. Devin responded with threats and insults of his own. Devin claimed Ryan doesn't look the same anymore and accused him of pulling out of testing, while Ryan fired back by saying he'd heard Devin was actually the one cheating.
Go back to the drawing board and he's trying to figure out where did I go wrong. And I couldn't figure it out. I fought a guy who did everything wrong leading up to the fight. It mean doing everything right. Great team, great coaches, great game plan. It's just hard to beat somebody when, you know, they doping. We've seen a different Ryan Garcia than we seen.
The online feud became so toxic that both fighters were openly saying they get physical the next time they cross paths in public, and eventually, that exact moment arrived at the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios press conference. When the two finally ended up in the same place again, it exploded in the way everyone feared it would. So now, let's break down what went down when Devin Haney showed up without warning and hijacked what was supposed to be Ryan's spotlight as he promoted his title fight. At the start, everything seemed normal. Ryan Garcia was seated on stage beside Mario Barrios, answering media questions about their February 21st matchup for the WBC Welterweight Championship. Ryan spoke about being locked in and determined to capture his first legitimate world title after everything he's dealt with over the last year, including the suspension and the loss.
Is that now right? Everybody's like,
I know, everybody. They want body shots. They want all that.
Did they sign a waiver?
Shit, they gotta sign one.
All right, Ryan. Who you got? Ryan with Tio and Shakur.
Ali, what car are you in?
I think with you.
All right, for sure.
How do you see that one with Tio and Shakur?
Mario Barrios kept things respectful, explaining that his goal is to successfully defend his title against Ryan and show is the top welterweight in the division right now. Up to that point, the event was calm and professional, exactly what you'd expect from a standard boxing press conference. Both fighters were answering questions, keeping it respectful, and handling everything the right way. But then, out of nowhere, Devin Haney walked in with his father Bill Haney close behind him, and the entire mood in the room shifted instantly. People who attended said you could feel the tension the moment Devin showed up, like everyone immediately sensed something was about to go wrong and there was no way to avoid it. The second Ryan Garcia saw Devin heading toward the stage, his expression changed completely. And according to sources, Ryan got up from his seat, preparing himself for whatever was about to happen next.
Yeah. Came all out here for nothing, huh? You ducking it, huh? Lupe, you done ducked it, huh? Yeah, you done ducked it.
Devin walked straight toward the stage where Ryan and Mario were seated. And according to several people who witnessed it, he immediately started going after Ryan verbally, holding nothing back. One person in the room said they heard Devin say something along the lines of, "You already know you can't beat me unless you cheat. So why are you even up here acting like you deserve a title shot?" Ryan didn't hesitate to respond. Witnesses say he shot back with something like, "I beat you up in front of everybody. Now you don't want the rematch because you know exactly how it ends." The argument escalated fast. Both fighters were shouting back and forth while members of their teams tried to step in and cool things down before it turned into more than just trash talk. But it didn't stay verbal for long. According to reports, Devin moved even closer, getting right in Ryan's face in a way that was clearly aggressive, and everyone in the room could tell it was about to go too far.
Doping. We seen a different Ryan Garcia than we seen leading up to the Tank fight. It was just a totally different. Me, I'm not having no sex. I'm not doing nothing. I'm getting my rest, doing everything. How can that determine the outcome of a 12-round fight? And then when the PD situation came out, that's when I was like, that makes sense.
People close to the situation say Devin brought up Ryan's failed drug test again, something that's known to be the quickest way to get under Ryan's skin and make him completely lose his composure. That's when Ryan stood up and went straight face-to-face with Devin. Within seconds, the two were chest to chest, with security scrambling to wedge themselves in between them. Several witnesses said Devin was the first one to make physical contact, shoving Ryan in the upper body. Ryan immediately shoved back, and that's when security and both teams rushed in without hesitation. The pushing only lasted a few moments before they were separated, but by then the press conference had completely fallen apart. The room erupted into chaos. Cameras were firing non-stop, reporters were yelling over each other, and even while being restrained by multiple people on both sides, Ryan and Devin were still trying to get at one another.
Beat your ass. Floyd showed me he had your ass. I beat the
Oh,
I seen the video. Remember that? I seen the video. I seen the video. You ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna do. Okay. You look like a ghost right now, bro. Ghost, you getting hell.
One journalist who was there said the entire moment was pure chaos, calling it the most out-of-control press conference interruption he's witnessed in more than 2 decades of covering boxing. And while all of this was happening, Mario Barrios, who was supposed to be sharing the spotlight, could only sit there stunned as the event meant to promote his fight got completely hijacked by the drama. Even after security managed to pull Ryan and Devin apart and move them to opposite sides of the room, the two were still shouting at each other from a distance, refusing to let it go.
It was super high, everything was going good, and then one fight changed everything.
Yeah.
So it's just part of it. It's in every sport and everything you do. You know, you be super high at one point, you get back low and you go back high. It's just part of it. One moment they love you, one moment they.
Bill Haney was also said to be heavily involved, going back and forth with Ryan's team and making the situation even worse. Instead of trying to pull his son away like most trainers would at one point, Ryan's promoter Oscar De La Hoya reportedly stepped in to separate Bill Haney from Ryan's father, Haney Garcia, because it looked like they were about to have their own confrontation too. By then, everything was completely unraveling. There were multiple arguments happening at once, and security was struggling to bring any kind of control back to the room. Eventually, security escorted Devin Haney and his father out of the building, but not before Devin shouted one final message at Ryan that everyone there heard loud and clear.
A point in time during that fight where you considered stopping it?
You always stay, ready to stop it if it needs to be stopped. But, you know what I mean, he was always fighting back, you know what I'm saying?
Witnesses reported that Devin yelled, February 21st, I'll be watching. After you lose to Barrios, you won't have any excuses left to avoid the rematch you know is coming. Ryan fired back immediately, reportedly saying, I don't need to beat Barrios to handle you again. I already beat you once, and I'll do it again anytime, anywhere. The press conference tried to move forward after Devin and his father were escorted out, but the mood had completely shifted. Every reporter in the room was focused on the confrontation rather than the fight itself. Ryan later addressed the incident, claiming that Devin is desperate for attention and can't accept his previous loss, so is trying to steal Ryan's spotlight. On social media, many boxing fans are now saying this incident only proves that a Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney matchup is an absolute must and should happen as soon as possible.
And obviously the boxing world, they just want the Haney rematch so it could be settled once and for all. What is your message? Obviously, you guys are going through the lawsuit right now, but if you and Devin can run it back again, under what terms would it be?
Run it back the same way, just a little higher weight class.
Video clips of the shoving match quickly went viral across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, racking up millions of views within just a few hours. Fans are split. Some are backing Ryan, arguing that Devin hijacked the event out of jealousy because Ryan is getting another title opportunity, while Devin remains sidelined. Others are defending Devin, saying he had every right to call out Ryan publicly since Ryan cheated in their first fight. The debate over who was in the right has completely taken over boxing social media, with heated arguments filling every comment section. One fan tweeted, Devin is a clown for showing up uninvited. Let Ryan have his moment, then settle it in the ring like a real fighter.
But some guys say that when they experience that, especially for the first time, like Anthony Joshua and guys like that, they start to rebel. They start to hate the sport and want to quit.
Yeah.
You ever have those thoughts? I know you might not really want, but just the thoughts.
Yeah, no, I mean, after the Ryan fight, I was up. I was hurt.
Another fan had the opposite view, writing that Ryan is the cheater who got caught. Devin has every right to call him out anywhere until they run it back properly. The split among boxing fans highlights just how much anticipation there is for these two to finally settle their rivalry in the ring without any controversy. Eddie Hearn, who promotes Devin's fights, reportedly said, this incident just made a potential rematch even bigger and more valuable than it already was before. Insiders reveal that discussions about a Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney rematch were already happening behind the scenes. But this press conference confrontation has changed the entire timeline. Sources close to the situation say there's now serious talk of making the rematch happen in 2026, regardless of the outcome of Ryan's fight against Mario Barrios.
At the end of the day, he did the same to me when I was going to fight him after Duarte. He actually did it worse. We were on the table to fight, and then he switches to Pitbull Cruz and then gets, his head knocked loose. So, at the end of the day, we made a decision on what I felt was best. And, at the end of the day, we'll go back to him when we want to go back.
Some insiders believe that even if Ryan loses to Barrios on February 21st, a rematch with Devin could still happen because of the massive revenue it would generate. However, Devin Haney's father, Bill, has been very vocal about his plan. He wants Ryan to capture a title first so that when Devin eventually beats him, he can take the belt. Bill has also hinted that he wants Devin to face Rolando Romero, the fighter who defeated Ryan, on the same fight card as Ryan versus Barrios. The strategy behind this would be to demonstrate that Devin can defeat the man who beat Ryan, creating even more hype and narrative leading up to the eventual rematch. Many observers see this as Bill Haney trying to get inside Ryan's head, hoping to throw him off emotionally before his fight with Barrios.
Would come back, we have that way of looking at each other, of knowing, you know what I'm saying? If I got something left, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he continued to scratch.
So you always seen that in his eyes and y'all chemistry, you knew my son still, because he got it, that's what I said, ain't nobody can't question his heart after that.
Ryan Garcia has to keep his full attention on Mario Barrios, because this is a tough fight against a legitimate champion who can both box skillfully and deliver serious knockout power. Barrios recently went the distance in a draw with the legendary Manny Pacquiao, proving without a doubt that he belongs among the elite in the welterweight division. But if Ryan lets thoughts of Devin Haney distract him, he risks losing to Barrios and potentially blowing any chance at the highly anticipated rematch fans are clamoring for. The stakes for Ryan are higher than ever. Not only does he need to win the title, but he also has to win to quiet Devin once and for all. Some analysts worry that the drama from the press conference might leave Ryan too emotionally charged, which could affect his performance once he steps into the ring.
I think it depends what Ryan Garcia turns up, to be honest. I think Barrios is a good fighter, but I think as far as world champions goes, he's not regarded as the hardest way to a world title right now. I don't think. Look, Ryan, when he's on his best.
Some experts argue that Ryan actually performs better when he's fired up and motivated. So this whole confrontation could end up fueling him for his fight against Barrios on February 21 ST. The truth is, no one really knows how all this drama will impact Ryan's focus and preparation, but we'll find out once he steps into the ring with Mario Barrios. What's clear, however, is that the boxing world is now completely fixated on a potential rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Fans are eager to see these two settle their rivalry once and for all. The matchup has everything fight fans could ask for: genuine animosity, controversy from their first fight, and two young, highly skilled fighters at the peak of their careers. Both Ryan and Devin are just 26 years old, meaning this is the ideal time for them to run it back. If Ryan defeats Barrios and claims the WBC title, while Devin holds the WBO belt, their rematch would become a unification bout, putting two world titles on the line at welterweight.
I'm not sure, but I mean, at the end of the day, I do have the WBC, something that everybody wants. So I mean, I know regardless, that's what everybody is gunning for.
You've seen Ryan against Devin Haney showing, as he said, one version.
A high-stakes title fight between two rivals who truly despise each other is exactly the kind of matchup that could bring mainstream attention back to boxing. The press conference incident alone has already created more buzz than many actual fights, demonstrating just how intense and compelling this rivalry has become. Promoters and networks are clearly taking note of the attention this confrontation generated, and they are likely to push hard to make the rematch happen in 2026.
Good, very dangerous fighter, and can knock you out on both hands, but I think, the Ryan that fought against Romero, I think he'd need a better version of him than that to beat Barrios. I think he was very poor last time out, and he's got to show that he's still got a lot to give. He's shown it at certain points in his career, and he needs to show it again, I think, for Barrios.
The big question now is whether both fighters can come out on top in their upcoming bouts and set the stage for a rematch with titles at stake. Ryan Garcia faces Mario Barrios on February 21st, and all eyes will be on him to see if he can handle the pressure and secure the victory. That's it for now. For the latest updates on boxing news, highlights, events, and all the action in the sport, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss content like this.